Speaking of Axl Low, right here on our screen. So far, so good. Ghost is already putting in some work on Mom here, but there's a throw, and now we're going to be putting ourselves in a very unfortunate situation, and those in an unfortunate situation is going to be Ghost, actually. Mom could pick up with a surprising side swap there.
Break that wall.
To get that wall break, and he's got some burst to work with on Ghost's end.
Bro, literally counter-pick you. Don't show any mercy. I don't know if I can't be heard
now.
by my
There's a clothesline
co-commentator.
for Hell coming through. And then the Ren sent to follow up afterwards. Other than that, stepping on in round number 2. Goats is already on defense there, and Monka picking up the round that Renton is definitely keeping Goats in check a lot of times. See, something that I never really liked about Axl is that range, and I'm sure Goats doesn't like it either, which is why they closed that gap. Speaking of the devil, there's a super reversal. We're going to be hitting this Johnny guy. Johnny Gucci guy, and with the clothesline from Hell. Almost done with that Hellfire. Oh, it's over? For Johnny, I'm sorry. Did he just say pay that with interest? Does Johnny really say that? And I believe my co-commentator is no longer getting Volcanic Vipered. Hello.
Oh my gosh.
Yo,
bro.
I think the game just didn't want you to exist today.
Something like
I think something is in the air. The game was like, yeah, this deep freeze dude, I don't want him, looking at these.
It knew I was asking for a jam, and it proceeded to give me the netcode curse.
Exactly.
With Discord.
Like what the hell?
But yeah, no, very clean first round there. Despite being disconnected, I still had the feed of the game. We're going straight into this next one. Ooh! Oh my! Don't do it again.
I mean, I would love to. This ain't Street Fighter 6 though.
Yo, Mom really tried that. Just going for the triple grab there, but getting absolutely tech. Now Goats just pushing towards the corner. Oh, does try to fake out with the misfinder, but unfortunately not necessarily getting the mind game cancel that Goats was looking for there. Now Mom up run around. Ooh, really good burst there.
Nicely done from Ghost right now. So far, so good. Looking pretty clean, I gotta say. But Mom able to stick it out and fight back. Got Ghost with another clothesline from Hell. There is the time stop. One good hit. Oh. Part of me doesn't really know how to feel about the time stop they use right there. But in that situation, I guess it makes sense, right? You're at the wall, you got the stick, you may as well just do it.
Time stop is such a weird move because it's like you want to use it at a lot of different points, especially as a combo tool, but it can get blocked.
That's
so it's really
like a pseudo install to some degree,
I would say like if you get the setup, but you then have to sit here and once you have the aura on you, then have to kind of run down your opponent. But it works as like a little bit of a double thing. It's like a double fear factor because you keep the idea that you have the ability to stop time, and then your opponent's not gonna want to just not be defending because then they could get time stopped at any time. But then they also are not gonna try to do any actions because
they're afraid of getting kept by that time stop, which comes
and then you get hit by the command grab. It's all too simple, bro. Let them
it's all a bait.
Let them fall into their own head. So here we're going
into the next match here. Get out of my head!
Very properly holding down the corner here. Does throw out a card, but jumped out. Yo, sometimes I really do be feeling like how just fighting Axl is. I mean, I play the character, but even the mirror, it's just like, oh, all right, you're gonna do that. All right, I'm gonna do this. Oh, you're gonna do that. All right.
Oh, but I'm not agreeing with these couple of hits.
Oh my god!
Pick me up, beautiful.
Using the PRC to make that combo is wild.
Into another zone.
Yeah, no, Axl usually struggles kind of hard to combo in the corner there. Having to use a PRC of all things to kind of make that combo work, but even seeing that work in that really unique way was awesome. I mean, just do everything you can to break the wall sometimes. I mean, the advantage you get from it's so great.
Yeah. This is Gran's offense, so I like where Mom has Goats at right now. Goats responded with a back throw into it. Now it's time to get some pressure started here. And this fighting with the card being used up already. Spawns with intuition kind. Good patience from Mom right there. And in this corner, in Guilty Gear, you gotta be real patient.
For real, you can. I mean, it's a bit of a dance. It's a bit of a dance.
Alright, BRC's in, tries to
But
get them.
immediately chasing.
I like that approach though from Goats though, because you gotta think about it. You're in the air, and I don't want you to press a button on your way down. You're Axl, you got range, so don't do that.
Yeah, no, definitely. So gotta hold down the space here. Really great 2K there. Maximize it with the probably cancel, and is gonna be able to fully just cash out. Oh, what a great time to have advantage. Not full on death, but in a really good spot with the hard knockdown and the safe jump to close it out there. Mom, come pick me up. Ready to move.
Oh, damn.
7-11.
It's 7-11. 7-11. 7 even back to a little jump. Alright, Anji, Mito, and Giovanna on our screen here. You know, Giovanna does not have a last name. Just thought about that. Every character in this
Giovanna's last name is Giovanna.
Giovanna? I love a good Giovanna.
Oh, and a really good perfect there from the start. Dang. StubyDean.
First time being over here at Breakout, I think, as a matter of fact. Were they here last week?
Oh, what a wild grab attempt there.
That was a 6P for the ages if I ever seen it. Good just block, but it's not stopping StubyDean. Yep, SPRC.
Yeah, StubyDean is playing really solid Anji right now. We're seeing some even this kind of pacing for the pressuring. Just kind of trying to find anything from Zappa here. And this is kind of a weirder matchup because, you know, there is a really good chance that Anji can spin a lot of what Giovanna can do, but Giovanna does have a lot of quick follow-up buttons, so we're going to have to see in the instances that we do see spin utilized, where it really does pay off. And they're just paying off so good. Not even necessarily giving it the frames to look for something, but just immediately going into the follow-up and reaching Wild Zappa before Wild Zappa was even ready for it.
Yeah, unfortunate small drop there, but they still make up for it either way. I think Zappa's just got to get used to fighting Anji at first. You know, a lot of people don't fight Anji, I think. I feel like we don't see Anji that often. I mean, at least offline, right? Or maybe just a tad bit sometimes. Some people don't fight Anji in their usual day-to-day strive grinding. You know what I mean?
You need to have like a friend who plays Anji, because most people who are playing in Tower these days, they just kind of want to play the character they want to play. It's not really a matter of like meta pick, but there's a lot of people who just want to play the meta characters because they win with them. And so whenever you're trying to look for like really good Anjis, or rather I should almost kind of want to say just kind of trained Anjis.
Yeah, trained is more like
yeah, I wouldn't say really good. Like there should be no like real denotion of like skill from any sense, but it's just like trained. Like, oh, I know how to do XYZ with the character.
Right.
It's harder to do when it comes to like online play. I mean, whoa.
Also, that is a very yeah. That's what I want to say. That color is very ominous with that zoom, and I'm a little scared right now. But really quickly, I do want to say $5 donation from Rose. R.I.P. Specifically, thank you, homie. We're back into the session here, starting us off with a strong 60 top. But yeah, Ducky. You did say Anji well trained when it's pretty scary to look out for. Also, I wanted to say, just being one of those characters that's kind of underrepresented to a little bit gives you just an edge over the competition.
Yeah, we're definitely in an era where like lacking matchup knowledge is not as scarce to look up as it was then. Like literally, some top players like recall stories of like getting bootleg Evo tapes just to run back matches, just to see this habit, just to look for that habit, and it's like it's crazy stuff. Like some of the methods that like really people who were so locked in would go to, you know, the lengths they would try to push for to like get that little bit of knowledge on a person, on their either their character or their play style. But more times than not, man, like, you know, you can look at a lot of stuff that happens in these more modern games and just look up like a matchup chart or look up on YouTube like this character high level matches, and then just kind of dissertain a little bit how you should go about a match from some of those collected gameplay snippets.
Yeah. But really quickly though, gotta mention StubyDean once again taking another game off of Wild Zappa there. Lots of offense on the table from Stubby, by the way.
Yeah, no, I mean, when you're playing against when you're playing against Giovanna,
You want to lock her down. You don't want to you want to give her
Mm-hmm.
any breathing room to get started with. As someone that
Because like that's what she wants.
Yeah, she wants to play her rush down game when it's like, I would love to do that, but you're pressing before me. Not right there though. Good job from StubyDean. Oh, but that was an early burst though. Gotta be careful with that.
Yeah, I know. Spending that bar like so preemptively, it does create a lot of scary scenarios. Because if your opponent, as we're seeing kind of from StubyDean here, like when your opponent knows how to kind of do pressure, you can get opened up, and
Just
you can definitely guarantee it's gonna hurt.
Yep, and it still hurts like hell. God, like you just died right there.
Anji does high damage when he wants to.
Anji is Anji. Anji is Anji right now, okay? That's what I say.
Yeah, Anji's like literally whole thing on why he doesn't wear like armor or anything is because he is so confident that he will not get hit.
I've
Like,
never
that's a
seen a
lore
character.
thing.
Never seen a character with that much confidence in himself. And speaking of confidence, this combo and this offense and this pressure, unrelenting, no more.
Yeah, I know. StubyDean definitely really good just like sequencing here, but when you have access to reversal super, sometimes you do have to be a little careful how you utilize it, but even still, being able to close it out here with a clean 3-0.
Yep. Second 3-0.
Apartment, see ya.
9 to 5 in an apartment, man. Look, all I'm saying is the $12 to the prize pool by Wild Zappas is not gonna help me with that rent. Speaking of not helping with the rent, that damage is not helping. Mom can pick me up. Oh my god, Gillette is to shave it through health, like the wager itself, but the Winston is also doing the same damn thing. How do we feel about
literally,
this?
like MomComePickMeUp has not had a real good chance to like read yet.
But it's good for Nago because they can kind of play at their own pace, but right now Gillette, it's not working out. Mom got understanding of that timing. Another Rensen for the finish.
Yeah, no, this is a really scary matchup actually for Axl, because you see how high, how much damage.
Look at the damage
done. That's just an every character thing, but Axl can get counter hit by a lot of things. Immediately instinctually doing that, and seeing MomComePickMeUp trying to jump up and do just a 2S. Just that option alone being closed out by one move. And man, Gillette closing it out right there. Not necessarily over, but just taking such a huge comeback in terms of just the flow of the match. But we're seeing MomComePickMeUp now kind of push back in the corner here. Gillette initially bursting in not a really good spot to do against Axl,
I just wanted to say, like that gap for bursting was a little bit questionable in my opinion, but it is what it is, and I understand when people burst at certain things, right? But I don't understand when we get hit by the 5D, and I think we're about to die right here. As a matter of fact, we are. That is game number 1 going over to MomComePickMeUp. And you mentioned earlier that this matchup is not too good for Axl, and I gotta say, I can see why. Character not only dies quickly when Nagoriyuki gets one hit on him, but also Axl and Nago can kind of play at the range they both want to play at, but I think it's just Nago who has more activeness to it, and you can kind of just jump over. You kind of jump over Axl a little bit.
You really can. Like, you would think that him being such a big-bodied character, you'd be like, oh yeah, he's gonna be so slow. He's gonna, he can't even do a real proper dash. He's just gonna walk so inch by inch forward. Yeah. Now he's in your face. One super jump forward over the scene.
Yeah, like right there. And then he just sends the clone in. And now he's got him at the corner already. Mom is not looking too healthy here. Able to fight back though. Wild is so randomly like that. Then follows up with a 5K. That's some guilty gear stride stuff, I see.
Oh, what is Gillette press? Oh my! This game.
The 5H is kind of crazy, and then the Beyblade after DP. Oh,
that was brutal. Being just barely out of range of Sickle Storm and being able to still counter poke with the 5 throw. I can't. Heavy slash, or rather, this character just doing so much damage in this corner. Not enough to do super just yet, but man, the advantage to be building up with meter there. Ooh, really good backdash on the 2K. Now being able to fully make use of the meter is probably just going to cash it out or not. Wow, don't even want to use it. Don't even want to use it.
Call that man a lumberjack or something. He chopping away at them ankles and that hell bar. 1-1. Gillette making a comeback look pretty possible right about now.
A yikes and a yippee. Very fun energy from both.
Yikes and yippee. Who's saying yikes and who's saying yippee in this case?
I think it was Gillette.
Oh, Gillette.
With the yippee.
Oh, okay.
And then pick me up with the yikes.
And speaking of yikes,
really
as a matter of fact,
trying
to find a way in. There's the poke, got the knockdown, dashes in, and now once again, MomComePickMeUp's got to fight back early. Jumps in.
Wild Assault invincible no more. Oh, we're seeing such a really crazy use of the times.
That almost worked out. Yo. I feel like that shouldn't have worked.
A micro dash forward into that would have worked. I saw the vision. And man, that was a crazy vision to have. Now having probably a bit of a mental advantage. Gillette is not expecting that type of like combo. I don't think anybody was expecting that type of combo, and getting hit by it. The command crabs getting set up by the getting opened up by Dust, getting Axl Bomber jumping up to complete the Vex Bomber. Now having the full advantage here, just running up with the 2P. Man, that's such a great like just kind of show of, I don't want to say like comfortability, but like once you get your opponent to a certain point, you know, hey, like we were saying earlier with the previous match that Mom just played, it's all the better.
It's all better. We're gonna see who's still better here. MomComePickMeUp's got to get one more game to secure their spot over for top 8, which will be coming up in just a few matches shortly.
Pronounce Gillette? Oh my bad.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I mean, honestly, it's names. Sometimes it happens to the best of us. Gillette Razor. Gillette. Sampling out the sky.
Above the rest.
Just a cut above the rest.
Oh my gosh!
That was a deep cut right from the Samurai. Nice. Keep the pressure with that RC. Good spacing, but backed away a little too much there. MomComePickMeUp's got some breather room to work with. But you don't want to give Mom with a throw.
Good grab there. Gillette not backing down just yet, not in the mental corner that
hold up.
previously was.
Give her one moment, give them a moment, let them cook for a minute. They're still in this rinsing, locking us down, but the clone comes out. And now we're stepping into duel number 2 here. MomComePickMeUp's got a lot of momentum to work with those 2 games up. But down around right now, Gillette with a DP, swap sides, puts us at the corner, jumps up, but there's the throw.
Really good answer from Mom there, just choosing to go for the grab. But now Gillette immediately just goes from corner to corner, but grabs out of the corner. Really good option there instead of just choosing to try to set up the mental game in the corner.
Gillette saved their own lives with that PRC earlier, by the way. I just gotta say. Ooh. And then the clothesline from hell into the time stop.
Stop it!
You can't get the other one? Okay.
Yo, nah. They don't stop being juggled. It's okay.
Yo, you just gotta do one thing, just one thing. Find your way, get in there. Wild Assault, lock it out. You could live and then you don't.
Yes, such a good answer there. Initially having to kind of use a little of that meter to try to stop the Wild Assault, but then being able to just kind of go about the pressure and be able to get the air heavy slash. I mean, sometimes it's just kind of how predicting you have to play sometimes. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you gotta have a different approach when you're fighting, when you're playing these games. Because again, and also you gotta mind yourself, Gillette does not have a run by any means. Clothesline from hell is now locking us in with Tornado. There's a knockdown after the rinse in. Wild Assault that somehow reached, and look at that, the range off of just a Wild Assault to get a combo. Try to delay that timing on the DP, but unfortunately, Close Slash will take it, and MomComePickMeUp will be picking up their spot for top 8.
Yeah, no, it's for your game, and once you start to let yourself be engrossed in that kind of like feeling, it's so much more fun. But even more fun is the smell of the game as we're getting straight into a Mikesaftig, immediately getting pressed out of the corner there.
Yep. 6 hits on the table, already gone through 70, or not even 75, almost, 50% of the health bar that we're at right now, probably. Potentially here, still losing more. The Fafnir and some hurt onto Gibby here, locking us down, but the Vortex quickens hell. Like
both
Mikesaftig, I
of
like
these
the pressure.
characters are like high damage powerhouses. Once they're able to get in, they want to really just do as much as they can with what they can. And we might just see, a really good burst there. Mikesaftig realizing that there was a whole bit of meter there to be able to be spent.
Yep, no more meter to be spent anymore. You're right about that. Crosses upsides once again. That's in the corner. Base out the DP and punishes. Based up burst. That was calculated, but not that combo. And unfortunately, sniped out the sky. My good friend, you're down a round.
Yeah, no, really great burst bait there from Mikesaftig, but unfortunately did not anticipate just how close that corner was, and we saw the slip out of the corner when the combo was trying to be followed through.
Right.
But now we're seeing a bit of the change of pace here. Now
Oh, what a JP right there.
Still being held down. I was about to say, getting out of there, but
they don't want them to leave.
Right back in.
This is where you deserve to be. I don't want you leaving my corner. Matter of fact, we're going to the other coast right there. What a trade, by the way. Jesus Christ. And then Mikesaftig still goes in with a clean hit. Viper, double JD, and then a third? Okay, okay. I'll give you that one. That was kind of nice.
Used to do more damage with the previous kind of like gameplay, but now with some of the lockouts on how DP works with combos, especially with a Roman cancel.
Yeah.
You know, that was kind of like the unique one time where it's like, okay, yeah, no, that's a good option.
Yeah. Also, Soul is one of those characters that, honestly, despite the season, current season that we've been going through in Strive, he's still the same and is still really strong in his own way. I find that very impressive that you can still play Soul the absolute craziest way and you'll still be fine because this character is just that damn solid. Like, fundamental. I don't know what it is.
Literally, it's like he's a basic character who has very complex outcomes. Like,
yeah,
you can approach all these matters, you know, by just pressing buttons, sure. But what can you do knowing that? That's like a little fun thing that I like to, you know, see in a lot of games when they take their main character and they're like, okay, they're supposed to be the found formula.
Right.
What can you do with that formula?
Like Rock Howard from Garou City of the Rules, for example, one of those characters that you could do a whole lot with in such a basic tool set as well. That gives you a lot of freedom, a lot of character expression to work with. But speaking of working with, you gotta work with that round, Mikesaftig. That's a round gone right there. Gibbination's trying to make it 2 rounds gone to tie us up here. But the Bandit Bringer put Gibby in the corner and then a 5-8 punish of the gods. Jesus.
Man, no, that was a full walk back there. And unfortunately, Gibbon expecting a little something else and now getting absolutely dominated in the corner, getting opened up by the close slash and now breaking the wall. Not opting to do it with super, but instead doing the heavy slash, which respected. Oh, and following up with the gunplay and immediately just getting DP'd again. I mean, hey, DP, like you were saying earlier, it goes a little bit of both ways. Even if Sin's DP can be followed up, sometimes just getting hit by DP from Soul is just so crazy. And we're seeing the classic Soul pressure there, just close slash into close slash into close slash. You can really do that.
And that close slash does reach a good range, right? It's something that, as a Soul player, if you're not using that button, you're probably not using Soul in the proper ways. Mikesaftig is, but unfortunately Mikesaftig is taking damage, swapping sides. And now we gotta play the game of what's that? Okay. Run up, Volcanic Viper. Don't you try that again. Gunflame to cover the space.
No.
Follows up with a beautiful looking combo. Wall stun. Oh no.
Did not get the wall split.
Careful. Jumps up, delays the airtime.
Oh my gosh. It's just so much damage right now going against both. We're seeing Mikesaftig getting so close to being able to spend that meter for a super, but it might not even matter as we see the wall breaking with a Tyrant Raid. Getting not down for the count just yet, making it a 1-1. I mean, considering how many... I mean, we saw a bit of a tug-of-war last match, but, you know, a little bit of some of the 3-0s earlier, definitely a good change of pace to see an immediate 1-1.
Yeah, good change in pace as well. That means Gibby is adjusting to Mikesaftig, which, honestly, I think Gibby was adjusting even in the first set that Mikesaftig had. Gibby was able to get a round off him. And then Gibby was now able to get the set. You know what I like to say, chat? Do as I say, not as I do. I will always state this and make that very, very clear. If you can't get the set, you get a round. And that is the most important part to keep your momentum strong. which we're about to see if Gibby can continue that momentum. Because with a backdash, that's a very good way to give yourself some breathing room. But
man, these throw punishes are so dastardly right now. I guess Gibbons is fully expecting such a very hyper-aggressive just play style, which we're seeing a little bit here. From well, when it's not necessarily being anticipated properly, we're just seeing Mike going, oh, okay, big window, and just absolutely plunging so heavily now. Oh man,
bleeding out
the corner there with the heavy slash, or with the heavy slash DP, I think.
Yeah, that was heavy slash DP. And then gets the 2D afterwards. Nice round ender. And now stepping into round number 2. Another dose. Axl Low. Mikesaftig shooting in the back with his sign. Different approach compared to Gibby.
Oh, we're seeing. Okay, Gibby's trying to set up a little bit right now, and unfortunately not having the actual proper setup for that. Like this kind of said, okay, why are you walking backwards?
It might have been spacing, yeah. It was definitely spacing at that point. There's a throw, but now we got the corner here. Gibby could make it work, but like able to escape and get the continuing offense. Now we're back into this neutral position. Gibby unsure how to approach, but Mikesaftig knows how, and is gonna make sure you understand what happened when you don't. With a nice, sexy combo right after, ends it with nothing. Oh,
doesn't. Yeah, no. I mean, it's not enough damage to necessarily kill too much, or maybe even Mike just might be trying to play with this boot a little bit, trying to
you can't
give him
to
think there's even a chance.
Mike, what are you doing? Mike, what are you doing? Okay.
All right. Yo, good DP, good connect there. But definitely a little dicey to not break the wall and even just try for the kill, because even if it didn't necessarily end in a kill, it would have at least give Mike the meter advantage to start at least getting more resources over Gibby. But yeah, who knows? I mean, it definitely still worked out there, but if that happens again, we're gonna have to see if there's some adaptation to that type of style, because that was definitely. Like what type of, huh?
It'll be 2-2 at that point. When you don't get that wall break, I honestly think you're missing out on a lot. If your character doesn't benefit from the wall break the wall. Because again, you gotta think about that positive bonus. Your meter is continuously rising with positive advantage, dude. So you gotta break
you're
that
doing
wall.
Literally nothing. You could be blocking what your opponent's taking to you, and you're still just getting more meter than you would be getting normally from just passively blocking. So it's like all the better when you do give yourself that advantage. But we're seeing some really, just kind of awkward spacing from both here. Oh my. Alright guys, so this is Dual Ruler episodes. We're actually watching Soul versus Sin.
Yo, I'm being spoiled right now. I didn't know this was episode 7.
This is the end. This, like when Sin and not Sin, when Soul and Kai have their duel in the X-Art story, it's gonna happen again, but between Soul and Sin at the end of Dual Rulers. This is the ending of Dual Rulers, y'all. We're so sorry. Arxis, please, we can still commentate for Arxis World Tour. Please, we won't spoil any more Dual Rulers.
I won't spoil nothing what comes next. All right, I gotta keep y'all on the edge of your seats. I gotta keep y'all worried for a minute, because right now, Gibbination able to escape, whips the throw and tries to save themselves with the PRC, but right now it's still Mikesaftig's time to play the game, and does so at the corner now. BRC keeping the tap frames. Tap those shins early with a 2K and still locking us in with JH. Knocked down, DP's in response. Gibby.
Oh, good burst. Gibby not in the corners yet, does try to go for feint. Oh, now stuck in the corner. Does try to go jump out, but immediately getting chased up. Gibby seeing the empty jump, not really necessarily budging at it. Now still holding down the corner. Does go for the 6P, trying to catch a jump from Mike there. But Mike now doing the jump. Does immediately go for a really crazy BRC tech there.
Yeah, that was hella crazy.
Just run up grab.
Yeah, keep it simple and keep it plain. Old plain Jane never gets old. That was an interesting BRC decision right there. I feel like that was a missing. Just a tad bit. But if it wasn't, Mike, that was hella smart. Because I gotta say, I wouldn't be ready for that either. Just like this damage I'm not ready for. 7 hits in, Mikesaftig. Lower and lower on the life, but approaching with a 6S.
Soul has a very unique pressure style that can utilize the roaming cancel mechanic, because then you could do some really crazy drop down stuff that can catch your opponent off guard if they're expecting more rounded tactics. But we're seeing Mikesaftig actually choosing to go for the corner break here, and even on super, meaning the safe jump is guaranteed. Going straight into a safe jump into DP, catching Gibby, and then just walking forward and getting another really good punch in. Man.
Yeah, nice little tap on the shins there. So
kind of just that character with so many options. How can you make that uniquely work? And we're seeing now even another character going straight into the next match here.
oh, hold up.
Yeah.
This is a father-son battle right now. He's got to put his son in place. Yo, he the.
Oh my god, yeah, like Kai literally, like Sin gets his butt beat by Saul, and he's just like, all right, now go fight your old man. Oh, okay.
Exactly. Like, I trained you for this. Speaking of training, Sin is trying to train his dad to not get hit anymore. Bendito was getting a lot of damage taken up, but now the tides have changed, and it's now LCS who is getting their damage deleted right now. No pickup, unfortunately, there. Drops the combo, and now Sin can play the game. There's the overhead into the full string of combo.
Break the wall.
That is it.
Man.
I
How can he
swear.
do his own dad up like that?
Look, Dad told him to go get a job. Sin was like, but I love my mom's cooking. That's exactly what was said. Sin said, yeah, I love when my mom cooks for me. I don't like when she cooks for me. And I don't like that whip punish either, because now you gotta lose a lot of life for it. And it's not looking too good for the hero known as Sin Keys.
Down the corner. That
But
was
it's
such
still
a
good.
crazy answer from Bendito there.
Yep.
And now LCS pushing all the way back, breaking the wall even. Now having the advantage.
LCS runs up, just trying to test. A good tap dust. Pick up. Oh no, it actually drops this, unfortunate right there, but we're gonna pick up another way. Makes a throw, stand alive, one more shot at life.
Oh, just far slash it. I mean, that's somehow the Kai plan. You can sometimes be like, all right, I got life lead that can counter poke.
Yeah, it's a good reach,
see
and that
there.
button will always be good. That far slash on Kai is a definite, like, nefarious button. That is atrocities on mankind if you get poked out by far slash.
Yeah, literally, like, it is such a good button to just generally throw out in neutral because it can catch a lot of things. And if your opponent's, trying to play, a semi-defensive but also kind of like trying to shimmy approach style, you can get a really good counter poke on it.
Yep. Nice reverse throw though, back throw into the time for LCS to get something started there, but there's the yellow and we're able to escape. Bendito looking pretty solid right here with pressure, fighting back and doing a really good job at that.
Man, the DP working so well there to stop LCS from doing anything. LCS getting a really good opening though, and is going to take it here, now making it a 1-0, which, man, very just back and forth kind of match right there.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of back and forth in between these two characters. I think you gotta think about it. They both want to do the same thing. Sin wants to go in, Kai wants to go in. I think that's a general rule and consensus, right? But when one of these characters goes in, someone's got shock state, the other one doesn't have shock state. Instead, they just have straight mix up with a low, an overhead, and if they want to be very aggressive, DP. Don't you even think about trying to escape. LCS is doing a pretty good job showcasing those options, and so is Bendito. But it's all about timing at the end. Let's see how it changes out, because that right there was a very well-timed DP to escape. Oh, what a back dash.
Yeah, no, as you said, that shock state is certainly something to be afraid of when it comes to Kai. It's actually rather taken almost kind of for granted. People often forgetting it's one of the very, like what, 2 or 3 different type of unique states that are like that.
Yeah.
Like Stain State, this, and then like Happy Chaos Orb.
Mm-hmm.
You know, how many other states, maybe like one more, but like it's so unique. And
Yeah.
when a Kai player does get that mechanic, it is so much more damage than it would be otherwise.
Well, not as much damage as that super and that whole combo LCS did, by the way. We're about to see another one of those, but this time we're breaking the wall and God.
Yeah, I know. I mean, you hit raw super light there, like off a DP. No, you cannot whip DP in this game. And I mean, unfortunately, we're seeing there LCS starting to recognize how Bendito is going about this defense and is just kind of anticipating these DPs here. Because it's a really reliable option, but when your opponent just chooses not to press, well, now you see the moment that, when that happens.
The light in your eyes is now opening. You now see your health bar depleting. Bendito is still making LCS's deplete with another throw like that. From South trying to escape, there's a stun dipper RC to keep themselves safe. Delayed the air time, and then another stun dipper to take mine.
I don't know if Bendito was trying to play for that perfect after a little bit, but I definitely felt like initially Bendito had a bit of the mind to close it out as quickly as possible to get the perfect, and it just was like, okay, how long can I hold on to this with LCS trying to escape the corner? LCS doing it once more, you know, not wanting to be pinned down here, and then now even possibly to break the wall again.
We're going over to the opposite side of the stage here, locking us in with close slash pressure once again. Bendito immediately fighting the way back, doesn't want to deal with their son's antics no longer. I don't care how many burgers you gave Ram, you're still not giving her any more. Knocked down, picks up, this is it. Good job to Bendito, 1-1.
Yeah, no, definitely, you know, it's such a back and forth because at 1 second, you know, LCS is very confidently, you know, getting a lot of these corner combos and seeing so much damage come from them, but then Bendito not necessarily afraid to still play against, you know, like despite seeing all of these options being presented, these tools being presented.
There's anything you have to, you sometimes just got to take a risk, and if you're not taking any of those risks, you're not going to find any reward. Even if the reward is not great, you still took a risk, and that right there is an option that you presented, which in turn leads to the players having to second guess what they want to do on offense. Unless you just got, you know, that sort of confidence in yourself to guess every option correctly, which, hey, if you do,
my God,
all props to you.
Wow.
Oh
okay.
My God.
I'm gonna need this player to get kicked. Actually, I need LCS to get kicked.
No, you have to stay. You have to listen to Happy Chaos. LCS wants to play the game. There's the cross up.
Oh my gosh. Yep. Oh. Happy Chaos gameplay, immediately getting a really good punch there. We're actually seeing a little bit more comfortability from LCS immediately off the bat. That was just immediate confirm off the corner, off of just a punch, just a simple anti-air. Now seeing the PRC in, goes going all the way to the corner, going straight in Deus Ex Machina, get all that damage, pretty ridiculous. Man, Bendito, it's such a crazy difference of how the match is going right now.
We're going all the way into the favor of LCS here. Takes that first round confidently.
Bendito, no. You gotta rock it. Bendito.
I'm sorry, my friend, but you know what happens.
Walter White in the car. Bendito!
Bendito, he's gonna do 5
hit you with the ore, Bendito!
He's gonna do the gunshot roll tactics.
So, as I was saying earlier, focus will be in a state that once you get hit by it, reticle from Happy Chaos's gun to snap onto you infinitely quicker than it would with, you know, without it. And yes, it makes a big difference. You know, that corner, that type of pressure we're seeing right there. Bendito trying to delay shield, or deflect shield, sorry. I also want to say delayed shield, but delayed shield, there's no delay there.
It's normal.
But deflect shield, you know, the pressure is very interesting. When you don't have the aura on you, if you try to immediately pull out gun to cover up some gaps, you can get counter poked before you even get the pull out gun. But if you have the reticle already on your opponent, you're already approaching, even still, you know, the reticle doesn't immediately stay as close on the opponent as it would if they do have the aura. So, you know, even if you're doing the pressure sequence, your opponent can find gaps because they'll be slowly pushed out of the reticle's, you know, aim. And that's just like, it's a very unique dance, that Happy Chaos. If you are like conscious of on a player level, like as the Happy Chaos, you know, if your opponent's not respecting it, you could do so much, you know. And heck, the worst of it being, if you really are not respecting it in your full screen, focus shot being able to almost instantaneously lock onto you. Being like so easy for just the immediate follow-up gunshot into even a full, you know, corner things. But we're seeing the immediate 2K2B set up the orb there, and now we're seeing the amount of onslaught of pressure. A Burst saying, you know, I'm just not going to deal with that. Never mind, no.
Not going to deal with that at all.
Really good punish. And we're seeing the continued focus shot and focus shot. Man, oh my gosh, you got that input down. I mean, at first I would love to say something. You know, that is execution heavy to an extent. I will have to give LCS at least that much. Wait, I'm about to say
escape out the corner now
of League of Legends for a second there.
Ready, good job from LCS right now. League of Legends is nowhere to be found, my friend. Don't worry, we're on a completely different game. And speaking of completely different game, that's a completely different approach from Bendito. Starting this off super strong right now, but now he's got to play a little bit more passive there. The moment that gun comes out, it's Chaos' time to shine. And it still is. Good air dash setup. Trying to swap sides, base out the DP, and this is going to be thrifty, nifty, hefty, damage. Yellow zone time, 21 hits in. What we finna see, 80 seconds on our clock right now. Aims the gun, sights were locked in, no baiting on a burst, and got it on time. LCS, despite what I think I'm comfortable in this matchup with this character, you should continue to play that character. Right now, we gotta talk about how Kensei is playing the Kai Kisuke into MomComePickMeUp here, which is already proving to be a challenge. Look at where our health bars are at right now. I know that red color when I see it anywhere.
I mean, it's still a coin flip right now, but a really good bar slash there. MomComePickMeUp, kind of realizing how you gotta go about Kai. You can't just kind of play the game. You have to realize that Kai does have things that need to be respected, but there's a list of things that, as Axl exclusive, you don't have to respect. And we're going to see if maybe that unique interaction does kind of happen, or if Kensei does have a bit of that knowledge and knows not to go for the option, knowing that there's a very, very big punish there. Oh, the tornado setup tempted there from Mom, but unfortunately getting immediate counter poke.
The tap does.
Kensei, who is now carrying all the way to the corner here. Very huge DP and closing out there with the heavy slash. Man.
Nice. Good job closing it out with that cold slash right there. And now Kensei once again gonna go right back in. Beautiful combo at the wall, breaks it as well. Now we gotta play the game of what's that Oki? Well, there is none. The 5P stopped the approach, and now it's time for Mom to keep that momentum strong. But the clothesline from hell, and then the tornado.
Stopping the super with command grab. That's wild.
Able to do the overhead kicks to lock us out of place there. There's the burst coming out. MomComePickMeUp, doing good so far, staying alive, but Kensei does have the health lead. They don't have to do a whole lot. A small movement can get in, like that stun dipper right there. Backs away to bait out an option. Good job from Kensei right now, but now the health bars are slowly becoming even. Jumps around. Mom finds a hit. Gonna make a confirmer all the way through to the corner. Oh, no drop there.
Ooh, good anti there from Mom, and now being able to break the wall.
More shot at life here for
immediately
Kensei.
chooses to pop forward. Good catch.
And now this is what we call an even match right now. Kensei showcasing the knowledge of how to maneuver around Axl. MomComePickMeUp is showcasing exactly how to fight these Kai Keys options. Speaking of, these options are not being fought back right now. Shock state's been applied.
Ooh, no burst can necessarily save Mom here, but not necessarily breaking corners. You have to need the lead for burst. Deflection coming out there initially, really good at first, but unfortunately not as great as Mom was thinking there.
Blocking us now with the tornado there. There's a rainwater a little bit earlier. Good air FD. Yeah. Yep, good offense to open up, and now Kensei will be making his first game, declaring it his. Like he declared it for Illyria. Speaking of declaring for Illyria, I need to declare to y'all that the prize pool just got bumped up to $73.50. That right there is hella good. And if you want to know who was the person that so kindly donated that, Joker with the 25, as well as Stars with a 25. Thank y'all so much as we step on into our next match here.
Hey, definitely a shout out to some of the background TOs and / tournament runners. Really cool people. Always awesome to see them giving support to these players as they come out to play so aggressively as we're seeing here. Now Mom is doing so much, immediately using the RC to get it. Oh man, the whiff DP from Kensei now being so heavily damaged. Man, this is a straight up perfect starting out there.
So far so good. MomComePickMeUp turning up the heat a whole lot more. Now we see Kensei with a good confirm, but Mom with an early burst doesn't want to deal with any kind of damage or shenanigans. Good 2P match from Kensei though.
Yeah, no, it definitely seemed like Mom was trying to run up what they grabbed there, but unfortunately, Kensei is not necessarily conditioned enough to, you know, not want to press the moment that you're up close there, which Kai can do a lot off of a lot of up close options. But we're seeing Mom kind of slightly turn it around. Oh, really good clash there with the DP.
DP and Rainwater.
Yeah, not really able to punish off of it as heavily since that was not the heavy version.
It is what it is. Sometimes when a clash happens, it's not like we got mortal time back in Exart, right? There's no sort of 3, 2, 1, and then you go in. No, it's a matter of there's a clash, it happens, that's it.
If they bring back Fatal Time or whatever, like
I think it was Danger Time. It was Danger Time. I just call it Mortal Time because it sounds cool.
Like that would be so much fun to have a 3, 2, 1, go!
Oh
and
my
then just like
God.
little like higher damage, and look, if they do Fatal Time, then they decrease the amount of damage that every character does universally, and then make the damage they do now. They'll like keep the values and stuff that they do now, but then just lessen the damage universally, and then put their damage values to what they are right now when they hit the risk time, and it's just like. Have them duke it out for however long the time is, and then everything's going to do about as much big damage as it does now. I mean, unfortunately, not to kind of point at it, but to use an example, the way that the format of Guilty Gear Strive is because everybody got so fed up with literally like the quickest 2-0s known to man because of how much, you know, how heavy damage
everything was doing.
combos could do.
Yeah. Well, we got a lot of time to talk about that later. We still got ourselves a match ongoing right now. We can't get away from Kensei and MomComePickMeUp. Both of these players turning up the heat on each other one at a time, every step of the way. Kensei is fighting for his wife's cooking, which will be coming up pretty soon if they can win. What?
Oh,
whoa!
Wow, what? I mean, hitting the hurt box on Sickle there, that's a very unique interaction, but worked out in Kensei's favor. Now Kensei holding down the corner is just setting up the stain state. Oh no, and MomComePickMeUp trying to just simply throw a 6P, or not 6P, a 5P, and unfortunately, when you are outside of the angles, it does not do you any favors.
No, not at all, and it's still not doing any favors for Kensei, right? Or for MomComePickMeUp there. Trying to throw out that Renson to get something started, but Kensei will be able to approach and close that gap. Now Mom Warner whiffs a throw and a good punish with 2K2D. Alright, Tornado's on the screen. What you gonna do?
Yup. We're seeing a lot of crouching here from Kensei, which might be picked up a lot more from Mom here, who was kind of going for a bit of the overhead there. Oh my gosh. Holding down the Wild Assault being thrown out there as a pressure option, but unfortunately not being able to hold it down for much more longer. Now Kensei is still back in the corner regardless.
Ooh, I like the Sacred Edge super to go through the tornado. That was good. Kensei used that to just try and escape that situation. Didn't want to be in there. And then the close slash confirm. Oh my god, are you dead? No meter in sight to confirm it all the way through. It's alright. Kensei's got one more shot of life, but so does Mom. Jumps up, DPs through the sickle, and that right there is Kensei's 2-1. Waiting on one more game.
Yeah, no, any option there would have been probably beaten out by the DP, which very unique for Kensei to kind of recognize that it really was a one punch beats all type of match, and that Mom had so many options to anti-air. Maybe if there was an option of seeing 6P in that option, you know, in that scenario, that would have changed the outcome. But I mean, you know, there's a lot more going through your head as Axl when you see your opponent in the air, because you have 6K, you have 2S. You know, there's so many different things you can press when your opponent's close, as opposed to just simply 6P.
Yep. You got a whole lot of buttons to deal with and work with and think about instead of just that one right there. But either way, Kensei is doing pretty good, riding that momentum hard, as a matter of fact, and riding the offense that we're getting started right here with the likes of JS into a full combo, picks up. Not enough to close it out though. There's a throw, meter, and that's all she wrote. Nice.
Yeah, no, Kensei definitely on the road to close this out as quickly as he can. Which do not blame him for the determination to do so.
No, not at all. I mean, it's one of those characters that you just don't want to let, you know, on this live. You don't want to let this character live on the screen alone. You want them gone. I know Kensei feels that exact same way. That's why they jumped over to Rensen. They would have jumped over once again with a JS as well. Oh, misses the combo though.
Oh.
Alright,
now we're seeing a bit of a pushback here from Mom now in the corner. is going to break the wall here using the 6K, not necessarily close enough to do anything like an actual bomber to close it out there, but having the positive bonus being so useful here, immediately using the meter, and now immediately being able to use possibly even more meter, doing so for the PRC, but getting DP'd.
Kensei doing that DP religiously on a sickle and wanted the bait out burst twice? You are greedy! And he got exactly what the hell he wanted. With the DI as well?
No! Oh, not killing though. Not killing. Kensei in such a good state. It's so close, and man,
that's
we're seeing the spacing attempts there, but
look, I'm gonna say it like this. Sometimes bad things take the place where the good things go, and vice versa. And the only bad thing that I see right now for ICS in this situation is that their health bar is getting deleted with 2 combos straight, almost halfway through the health bar, and a nice whiff there to Mikesaftig's beautiful enjoyment. They're going to take the advantage and once again try to get themselves another game-winning kill, but not enough. One more hit could do it, and if they whiff one more button, and like I say, you whiff, you die. Not just so just yet, crosses up the sides. Make sure you add the rice to the plate. This shit's about to taste real great.
Yeah, LCS, despite being at such a low health deficit right now, is still willing to be so aggressive. Mikesaftig holding on to the burst. I mean, LCS not necessarily, probably not even really going to get a chance to spend it there, as we do see immediately getting opened up from the air. Now LCS having to kind of lock in a little bit to see how to play against Mike, who is seemingly playing almost kind of a little bit calculating.
He is very calculating right now, but not as calculating as that 5D was right there. But you're right, calculating, with a 5H2 no less, is the name of the game, because you don't want Happy Chaos to get started. And I think Mikesaftig has been playing for so long that no matter what Happy Chaos it is, they're not going to let that stop their game. They're not going to stop moving around the screen. You have to hit me in order to stop me from doing anything. Nice paint on Gunflame right there. Mikesaftig got LCS in the corner here, taps with a 2K. Jumps up to escape with R slash and close slash together right there. So that's the shit again.
2K.
Never gets old. Like I said, that's a classic soul button. That's a very classic.
Yeah, I know. Neutral and Guilty Gear just kind of be like that. Sometimes you're just like shimmy, 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 and then immediately into it like a kick.
Sometimes you gotta go shimmy, shimmy, yeah, shimmy, yeah, shimmy, yeah. That's been stuck in my head ever since I heard it.
Shimmy, yeah, shimmy, yeah, shimmy, yeah.
It's so addicting to say. I don't know what it is about it.
Yo, I just like I love the flow of the meme. It's so goofy. It's not even a meme. The song generally is so goofy.
The song is really good too. Well, I'll geek about the song.
I'm not blasting it, but it's
we're not gonna blast it. Look, we love it. That's what we're trying to say, Chad. All right,
we like it. We'll enjoy it. We can like sit down and listen to it in the room of other music.
Yes, we like that song more than we like Raising Cane, which I gotta say, Soul doesn't like either. Look, Happy Chaos has a Raising Cane's hat. It's been working for 3 years straight. It is like, Soul, you need to taste this Caniac combo. It's super good without the sauce. And I'm gonna tell you what's not saucy, it's Oki, but you got DP for it.
Yeah, no, now Mike immediately going on the counteroffensive, and a man not being able to hold it down because that's not the truest pressure known to man. That is the literal, fakest pressure ever. If you see continuous, close slash and the close slash and the close slash,
it's so fake,
tricked, bro. You can press. You can have an option to it. And LCS choosing to just anticipate that was going to be the game plan of Mike there, and was able to have such a huge payoff from it. Now, almost kind of this, switch of it being now Mike having the corner, but now Mike in the corner just as soon as I said it. Must be some commentator's curse.
Well, he just escaped the corner, so never mind. He put himself back in.
There.
No, he put them over there instead. Dude, he doesn't want to be in that corner. Oh, check it out. Check it out. I'm getting out the corner. I'm escaping. I'm tapping your shit with 2K. There's the bandit brink. I'm gonna tap your shit again, and I'm gonna run with a 5K. And then I'm gonna do a 2K to close it out once again.
Very unique pressure there from Mike, using the RC to drop down quickly and go for the low option, which, I mean, hey, that's a very valid option to go for. And
yes.
breaking the wall here is going to be so huge for Mike, who is at half meter already. So being able to possibly get to full meter, man, I gotta stop trying to say things before they happen because
it happens.
Ooh.
It's okay. It be like that. You want to know what else be like that? The fact that Gunflame locked down Happy Chaos, but it wasn't enough to keep the offense going. Now we're in a cursed state, but that doesn't matter to the likes of Mikesaftig, who was going all in. Matter of fact, close slash with a damage, and we about to bait out our burst, but it was no avail gonna work. Oh my god,
Yeah.
Yo, you don't just do that.
Ooh.
He almost got away with that. I'm over here.
LCS
no,
kind of on a bit of a prayer now. Unfortunately, not teching the grab is going to lose it here, giving Mikesaftig the 2-0.
And LCS has got to figure out something else. Right now, Mike is running the town down.
Yeah, LCS initially was not scared there in that corner interaction because Happy Chaos does have a very reliable directly down aerial move, which is like a little like stomp.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, Mike, choosing not to respect stomp was just continue to press a close slash, and close slash would surprisingly come out faster than another move, and it really doesn't work out too well there. And see the character switch from LCS trying to now kind of maybe hopefully switch it up a lot for Mikesaftig, similarly to how we saw the switch up to Happy Chaos, but you know,
yeah,
is it gonna work out?
Going with
ooh, good grab.
Going with Sin is a pretty good choice with Soul, because now you got some more range to work with, and you don't have to worry about a gun. It does not matter to Mikesaftig. Moment, locking us in with some close slash.
LCS is trying to look for some shimmy options here, but now being trapped in the corner himself, really scary situation to be trying to deal with. Alright, carrying all the way to the corner, really good grab. Mikesaftig not respecting any of the pressure coming his way, and now he gets a good 2D into the corner here. Does not have enough to break wall, but is going to use the RC to open it right back up. Now getting the wall fully broken, and even with the positive advantage to boot.
Axl away right now. Mikesaftig trying to find their mark. Does so with the knee abandoned bringer, but there's another throw. Yep, a catch indeed, but there's the yellow coming out. ICS is trying to see victory, but with a 5D, we are no longer in sight.
Getting opened up by the 5D in that way is definitely some wild work.
Oh yeah, but not as wild as that throw though. Alright, R slash, get down.
Another
do it again.
Gotta start anticipating these throws here.
You wasn't gonna do it again.
On the range right now.
Verge of taking a dub home. Baits out the throw, and this could be it right here. Mikesaftig can optimize it, but try to go for a burst bait instead, and that right there is why you don't bait first. Stop playing with your food. Alright, jumps away.
Yeah, you know, bait burst is not a guaranteed scenario. You can have
definitely going to be seeing how this neutral is going to go off for the both of them. As already starting out, Calico going to be able to get a hit in, gets bursted out though, and yeah, already in the corner, bursting a burst on their own, but they're trying to drag back in for 2K2B Tornado.
Exactly, like already just being that explosivity that we were talking about here. So stomp, close slash, he's going to pick up here, not enough for kill quite yet, but look at that hard knockdown. Actually, it's going to look tough for Calico on this next interaction here.
Yeah, with Gillette putting an OD on you in the corner and getting the hard knockdown off the throat, they're actually not Beyblading in, just waiting out, but that gives Calico good opportunity to get an RRC combo going. Now going to be able to send their sickles in to keep Gillette out, and wait a minute, it's really working out for them now.
Absolutely. See, that's the tall order, right? If you get the distance against Nagoriyuki, you're doing fine against with Axl, right? Because you're preventing a lot of Beyblade. R slash round start. Again, a big call, wild assault to strip away a little bit of that burst from Gillette.
But Gillette is still running in. Of course, Beybladed a second ago, but now getting thrown into a corner by Calico. But here comes the OD, and this could be a reversal. If Calico was, yep, they were pressing, but you were mashing.
Well, back to mid-screen, but Fukio already got the approach forward. Nice that distance, and it does drain a little bit of that blood gauge, but Red RC not quite getting the full snail pick up there. That could have been an extension for corner. Oof.
Yeah, just going to chip it out. Gillette going to be able to take that first game. And honestly, just seeing how both of them played against each other, Calico was able to get some nice setups at a few points. But in the end, Gillette was just always able to, reverse out of poor situations or, Beyblade their way in. Like you were talking about before, Zero. That Beyblade is also showing to be quite a formidable tool against Calico.
Yeah, honestly, in terms of trying to gain that distance, I'd like to see some of the air backdash into JS there. That'll kind of draw that line against Nagoriyuki. Will prevent a little bit of that Fukio forward action, but that's the other equalizer. Before I even get done with the sentence, the 2H, if we can tee it off, that JS is going to get called out by Axl.
Ooh, countered again in the corner too, and yeah, just to put the cherry on top, Gillette's gonna pull an OD or to secure hard knockdown, get that tension rolling, and Calico starting out this round very, very downhill as Gillette's just, gonna throw you, already taking the game in a perfect.
The speedy, meaty DP on the forward approach there. You have the mid into overhead guess, or I could go for throw. What if I don't commit to the full DP? It's a nightmare dealing with this Nagoriyuki.
I know, especially as their corner pressure is insane. Getting another throw, getting another Beyblade, got you in the corner again, and you know what we're doing? We're doing another OD to secure more hard knockdown, and look at how little health that Calico has to make a comeback. Actually, nothing.
None at all. That is a game 2 for Gillette here, and yeah, look, if you take away any opportunity for Calico to fight back, it's going to look like a one-sided game, but that is the risk that you play on this Nagoriyuki. If your defense comes out on top, and granted, that I could just say that. Trying to defend against Nagoriyuki like this is, again, a feat in and of itself, but if you can outlast this pressure, you're going to allow for that Nagoriyuki to build up blood gauge. That gives more ample opportunity for you. They eventually have to back off. It's always going to be this round start. How does it play? You've lost on a couple opening gambits. Outside of round 2 and game 1, that's been the only time that you've taken the victory here, and that was off of a far slash. So we'll see how we start in game number 3.
Definitely is that neutral that's going to be the telling between the two, because if you can really get the ball rolling against Nago, you can have a good round, but that's not happening this time because Gillette's already got you in the corner, throwing, trying to break through your defense, going to be able to break through it, and yeah, we're going to be going for, again, that OD to break the wall.
I'm going to need Gillette to stop listening to us right now because not only did Calico start with far slash, Gillette just said, you know what if I was invulnerable with White Wild Assault? This is crazy. Backs away with the Fukio and takes the chip.
Okay, now we're just shimmying on Calico, and this could be set point. Already Wild Assaulting in, stopping Calico's momentum. Yeah, got him on the wall again, but Calico could be able to stay alive at the first with the Beyblade coming back in.
This is why you're called Gillette here. It's going to be a close shave every round. This should actually kill here. My goodness, 3-0 victory over Calico.
Specials, he can cancel into other moves using that stamina, so I imagine that's going to be creating a lot of pressure, but already, just doing the backflip with the bomb, and here comes that chain in with the Rekka. IHateFairy already setting up very well, but Gibbination is not down and out. They're making their way back in.
Absolutely got the close slash pressure here. Big stomp. There's the hoof stomp that we're looking for. Nice catch on the overhead. Oh, actually the Drift Nation is here. A couple players for you. We fight back on Gibbination here.
Absolutely. Now just trying to block IHateFairy by trying to slide in, but they're able to get something with this Rekka. Has to get bursted out from their RRC, and now, Gibbination has the corner yet again. Trying to set up 2K2D, but has to watch out for a lot of this blocking. You're not going to be shooting me down today.
Grabber here. Nice backdash away. Close slash again. No forward approach. Going from IHateFairy. Will die in this corner without trying to challenge. And that's the crux of the situation here with Fairy not having a reversal from Elphelt outside of guard cancel or an RC. Like, it's all universal mechanics from her.
And already Gibbination's just able to set up, already having the wall break, while IHateFairy, they still have their burst meter active, so if they want to get out of a bad situation again, they can, especially as, there we go, gets the slide in for the counter, and they can set up the bomb and another chain.
Well, RC just to maintain that safety here. The Rekka easy on the send there. Goodness, IHateFairy putting themselves in a very precarious position, and Beak Driver will get the counter hit.
Oh, it's just shooting off that RTL right then and there. Actually going to be able to break through IHateFairy's defense, and another throw that's going to do it.
way to make lemonade out of lemons right there in that scenario too, because that Ride the Lightning could have been the corner carry, and yet still we go straight to the ground, get our Oki situation here, still was able to finish it up with that throw despite you know, kind of not going exactly the way that we might want to. But either way, Gibbination still coming out on top with that first game.
And that's the beauty of fighting games, especially in how fluent you can be. You know, if something you have that you want to do doesn't work the way you expect it to, but still provides a positive result, it's just like, okay, I'll take that and just have to react to what you did. Maybe you pull out a different move on accident, but it works even better than what you were gonna, and you just ride the lightning off of that.
Woo! Ooh! Trying to, you know, go for the hip blast, not gonna work here. Fairy gets jumped over. Nice lead from Gibbination.
And now we got the corner again. Yep, just gonna be going for the Tyrant Barrel. And you saw the start of that game 0. Gibbination had such a good read on what IHateFairy wanted to do. Just backdash that, and already, yeah, that's going to be the round going to Gibbination.
Duel 2.
It's just the powerhouse that is Sin. So much damage on the table. Left lingering with that 6P though. That the risky round start coming from Gibby.
But hey, IHateFairy is going to be able to get a 2K 2D, try to slide in. The bomb's going to get blocked this time around, but they're still able to get through defense. Got to use that RRC right there, but we still have burst on Gibbination's side, but just going to keep it in the back pocket for a sec.
Got 6P away. A close slash on this.
PRC for the PRC. There we go. We get our opening here. This throw.
Ooh, snuck in a throw right there. I wouldn't have been ready either. The hoof stomp, immediate burst. IHateFairy does get the cross up here. Good pick up off JD.
Able to get the round 2. Now it's going to be one apiece. Gibbination, you know, they got to be a little bit more careful, but they are going to be using that stamina a little bit. Already have the wall break, already going to break it off and send IHateFairy to a little bit over half health, but they're just going to shoot it out and try to make their way back in.
Bombs away. Yo, it's so difficult when she leaps right over you and drops the bomb. Cross under and doesn't get the far slash to connect.
Gets the throw. Might try to go for another one. We still have the corner pressure here. Going for the Tyrant Barrel, which is going to give Gibbination the second game.
Nice little cleanup right there. I mean, Fairy, I feel like, is getting into their groove. Like, they're starting to get comfortable here in terms of mixed potential. Especially off these left rights with the cherry bomb that's to drop out here. So if we can keep the pineapple pressure going, it's going to be a-okay for Fairy. It's just damage output from Sin is so difficult to keep up with.
Absolutely. I mean, you see a lot of these round starts. We're going immediately into the corner and just hitting overheads and getting Oki to the point that IHateFairy is just getting sent to the other side of the stage. But just trying to play more neutral. Gets hit, though, by the peak driver. And, yeah, we're just trying to make our way in with a throw.
Interesting. And, again, that big stamina spend. And yet still that offense doesn't need to disappear because we use all of it, right? We got that corner. And thank you so much, Backpack, for the raid. We greatly appreciate it.
Woo. Shout outs to them indeed, especially as IHateFairy is setting up yet again, gonna be able to get that cherry bomb, try to keep themselves alive. Oh, YRC?
YRC and challenges are heavy.
Yeah, Hawkbaker just a reverse out of the corner, giving Gibbination a little bit of life and getting the air interaction to start off this round.
Hawkbaker Ender here, about 50% life lead. Bomb Chocolat is the start. Go right into Rekka. Again, it starts just flailing the limbs, and if you get hit by him, it's your fault. There are some challenges there that Gibby could go for, especially having that Hawkbaker.
2K2D again, going to try to sweep, do it again, and it's really mixing Gibbination up. They have to find a way to stop these lows from hitting. Going to try to Hawkbaker, but it's going to be whiffed, which means, yep, this Rekka is going to be setting up for IHateFairy.
Duel 3. Let's rock.
Here. Let's get the gunshot off here. I like how much coverage you get off and take it to the sky for that. It comes that angle up, it'll still catch the jump back coming from Sin. Just depends about navigating forward against it here. There it is! Don't forget, it's still behind you! You don't get to press! Following that last location off gunshot.
You got to be careful or else you'll get pincered here. And IHateFairy's really just trying to test for these lows, but Gibbination's starting to get a little bit of a read on that. Tyrant Barrel, you know, back to the other side of the stage. You saw them trying to block low there because they know IHateFairy is going for those lows now. Blocking getting a 2K2D of their own and backdashing to keep themselves alive.
PRC, yeah. One of the best bets, I guess, go for the 6B. Could have done close slash right there. Either way, still maintaining corners, Gibby, until we get that throw from Fairy, who could finish this out with the meter that we have on deck, and yes, we will.
Ooh, Gibbination kept trying to go for that throw in the corner, and both times they couldn't connect it, giving IHateFairy perfect breathing room in order to take that game, saying, I'm still alive, you're not going to 3-0 me.
Good call out there, able to get that shatter. Just enough damage, and that's the thing. Active defense can be so important, especially with a character like Elphelt. If you're going to be asleep at the wheel, then Sing gets to continue to run that offensive pressure, but we'll see if that continues here going into our game number 4.
Game 4. Now we're seeing signs of life from IHateFairy, mainly in what's contesting Gibbination. Again, how many times did we see 2P, 2K, 2D over and over? While the soul already into the Rekka up row 2, Gibbination has got to figure out an answer for this aggression. And a block DP is not going to be that answer. You're getting just blown out.
Absolutely. Immediate Wild Assault was so beneficial there for IHateFairy because we stripped away a little of that burst just to gain that corner with throw, but still PRC. And unfortunately, it falls into the farther reach normal from Gibbination there. Didn't see anything active, so IHateFairy took the risk.
But now we're getting thrown loop in the corner right now, trying to jump out of the way. The projectile's coming back. You gotta be watching behind you or else you're gonna get shot.
We've seen a couple players here, all gas, no brakes, and Gibbination is showcasing that in spades. IHateFairy still caught in this corner. The stagger off the close slash here opens up tremendously here for Gibbination. We're on set point right now.
Duel 2.
Yes, indeed, Zero. Set point yet again. And already IHateFairy trying to be careful, going to be able to set up their Rekka in the corner yet again, trying to slash through this defense. But Gibbination's keeping it up and trying to make their way out. But the YRC is going to be putting them back in there.
Rekka series here. Blast off. Try to fish with that 6B there. Got to be careful, though. Again, they've made those 6Bs a little bit worse. You'll get to throw them out for free and neutral all the time.
Keeps doing the cross-up, of course, with the flip into the 2K2D, really catching Gibbination off guard. And we're going to a final round in this game yet again. IHateFairy finally going to be able to keep setting up over and over. It gets a really solid normal.
Had the 5K call out, but hey, once you kick Sin out of range, that beat driver is a threat. We're certainly going to extend off that Hawk Faker. Nice 5K conversion to get a shatter.
Now IHateFairy going to be slashed yet again, forcing the burst. They have one last chance if they want to take it. Bags the burst from Gibbination, which is going to be perfect to get to the wall. Can we keep it going? Finally getting blocked, but 2K2D is coming out alive.
Is that the YRC? Big counter hit and bomb chocolate. It's a side swap. Oh, PRC reset a little bit too far away, and that gives a drift opportunity for Gibby. So unfortunate because we had that 50%. If we would have course corrected into an overdrive instead, we would have been able to rewarded so well for just very little commitment. Nowadays, it's very different here. They have to go in. They have to try to balance their concentration a little bit more. But they're still a very strong character at their strongest peak of play.
And there you saw it, like yet again, what you were talking about, Zero, that role going to be able to mix up against Gillette and start up a combo for LCS as they're going into their special, going to be able to break the wall, send it to another side of the stage, secure that, you know, hard knockdown, and we're keeping it going with a throw RRC yet again.
This is the other aspect. You want to deny Happy Chaos a positive bonus. You let Happy Chaos have positive bonus that's going to snowball effect into a constant reign of terror upon your soul. You have burst for that round, but I understand not spending it because of how low in health we were. Great round start in the Slash series. Go for the 6H now, and this blood gauge is disastrous. That's a rage right there.
Absolutely, and bursting in order to keep themselves alive against LCS. You got to keep the momentum up because if you don't, you're going to be taken out. Waiting for it though, 2K2D trying to just jump over for a cross-up. Has you in the corner now though, and able to get a little bit of a stomp. J2K
counter hit still going to work out in spades here. Deus Ex Machina. LCS probably thanking Gillette for all the hard work that they did for that round to just make it easier for LCS to get the victory. That's the risk, though, that we talked about a little bit earlier. If you overextend on Nagoriyuki, you put yourself in a blood rage and you end up dying sooner rather than later. You have to be careful. It's that double-edged sword again of just, I did all this damage to my opponent, but also I did it to myself in blood rage.
That's why you got to keep yourself as Nagoriyuki in the driver's seat, because if you have that blood rage and still able to stay active, you're going to be able to mitigate that double-edged sword. But if you saw like LCS did there, was able to, you know, get back into advantage, then it really hurts.
Look at this full screen game here. Because of the way Nagoriyuki works, not going to be able to close the gap very easily. We'll have to rely on Fukyo, but if your blood rage is increased close to that level 3, you're less likely with Fukyo to full screens. That's open season for Happy Chaos.
Absolutely, especially after securing the OD for the hard knockdown, trying to get something off that J2K, but there we go, finally able to get an opening and just shooting Nagoriyuki to oblivion. Not going to be able to secure the wall break, but just trying to go for a tap dust, and yeah, that's going to secure it.
That's A-okay. You know what? We're going back to the classic here. If you want to slump off the wall, still keep that corner pressure.
Ooh, already good start for Gillette, though. Going to be able to Beyblade into the wall break.
Much better. Nice read on the Wild Assault. Such a big call out, though, from Gillette. Does that meter? Let's spend the super.
Oh, absolutely. Gonna secure, again, the hard knockdown. Going to be really flashy on it, too. Bring you all the way to the sky and just splash you all the way over there. And finally giving Gillette the advantage they need in this match. Especially able to start so well off the teleport for a perfect.
Absolutely. And look at that. We lasted enough here just to get close enough to our own burst. It's a medium burst here. And yeah, see, this is the problem. Full screen game, not looking good for you. I want you to Fukyo one more time so you hit that blood rage. And Gillette, the burst away. There's Fukyo. There's the rage. And this is the round.
Yeah, that's just a round there. LCS was able to get into that full screen and just shoot Gillette out. At that point, it was just blood rage. You're going to get your health depleted. And LCS got the opening on you, and that was just it after that.
What's crazy is that once we got that full screen and we took note of that blood level, literally just LCS stood back and said, oh, it's check. Like, there, you could jump, but then I shoot, I push you back. You have to Fukyo or Beyblade here. But you're so close on blood rage, you're not going to do that. So you could go for jump in. You could try to walk me down. But I'm Happy Chaos, and I don't have to do anything. I have to life fade.
And look at this, already LCS trying to break the defense of Gillette. Going to be able to get a throw. Say, you're guarding for a lot of time, so I can just throw you. But there we go, Gillette trying to make a difference. But, ooh, wait a minute.
That pickup is huge, actually. We went for double Fukyo for that, so you're going to spend that much blood, you darn well better get a hit.
Especially because they only have one bar on the blood meter, so Gillette's sitting very good right now, trying to Beyblade with the grab, though.
At least was able to backdash the shot there. Nice trade here. Goes for the air dash, and it's successful here. Gillette trying to get that air throw.
There we go, gets another pull. Burst coming out, though. Oh, full screen. This could be very devastating for Gillette.
Hold up. The concentration, and so this is where it kind of gets a little iffy, right? You might want to try to take the negative penalty. I certainly would think about doing that at that range. I have 2 bullets, and Gillette was on the cusp of another blood rage. And we're close to another one here. If we get full screen, there's no need to approach.
Not trying to get the tap dust. We got the defense on point, but we're getting broken open, and yeah, LCS would be able to secure another OD. And I imagine off of this, they might try to set up for a full screen, especially since, you know, you got all 6 bullets, but again, they're just rushing in.
Yeah, and at that point, you may as well, you got your positive bonus. It's hard knockdown, so you get a safe jump off of it. Close slash pressure right after to continue cycling. And even if it was blocked, you're going to get enough meter to try to get a brain blast here to build up concentration and continue the cycle over again.
But we're stuck on the wall right now. Gillette trying to watch for us, but there we go. 2K going to set up wall 2, but everything's getting blocked.
Stank Nut does get the Beyblade through. If you did not get that BSU, that would have been a nightmare scenario for you. Big risk, but got rewarded heavily for it. Oh, you blocked this. I lied.
Oh,
You're
no,
there.
you don't. Yeah, you were coming off of the air and you were not blocking that, leaving you in a pretty rough spot, especially because Gillette is nowhere near that Blood Rage. So yeah, Beyblade your way in, Gillette. You got this.
Very good stuff. It's a great call out because once you have gun out, of course, you can't block as Happy Chaos, and we're still airborne. And that last moment, we took a gunshot there. That's a good signal there for Gillette to try to rip Overdrive there. The super does come out, make that connection. Good victory here for Gillette.
Absolutely good victory for Gillette there, especially as, again, they're starting to get a good set play as to what they want to do against LCS, watching out for when they're trying to set up their rolls, and of course, trying to go for those low sweeps and trying to keep themselves, backdashing in the air because of it.
Right in, 6H. There's no jump out here, and that gives opportunity for LCS to make that low approach. Oof.
Trying to send the water balloon, get those shots, a little bit better accuracy, gets in with the roll too, got to be watching out for it, watches out that time.
Oh no.
To be able to get
Great jump in here, Deus Ex Machina for Shatter.
Okay, gets the water balloon again. Trying to shoot, boom, boom. Woo.
FD all you can, and yet still LCS was able to make that forward approach to tap dust. I mean, Gillette's getting better on defense in terms of the roll through, but you can only block for so long. Oh, nice throw. Oh, the back dash to take another jump.
Okay, and yeah, we're going to be breaking that wall again. Oh, not actually going to this time, but it doesn't even matter. LCS still has such a good read. Might be, yeah, we're going all the way to the East Coast. We're breaking this wall. We're very selective with our wall breaks.
This time, we were high enough to recognize that we needed the shadow. That one was a little iffy. Obviously got the forward tech, but still impressive that LCS was able to pick it up. And darn if you do, darn if you don't scenario. You have to burst here. You know it, I know it, the audience knows it. Gillette, look, you go down without a burst, and that's great. You spent.
And Gillette was taking those rounds, but I mean, we're already moving on. Mom Come Pick Me Up versus Gibbination, the Axl versus the Sin.
Mom, come pick me up. Stepping into the plate here with this Axl Gibbination, already explosive here. 2D is the round, or the Shatter starter here.
Already sending Mom Come Pick Me Up flying to the hard knockdown and going to be able to OP off that, but 2K2D coming out this time from Mom Come Pick Me Up. RRC, get the DP, get the wall, and we're going for that wall break too with the signals. Oh, we're getting it going. Oh, we're not stopping for nothing.
Oh, not at all. See, look at that preventative snipe here. Let's get the Rainfall JS to stop the approach here from Gibby, but can't be stopped. And this is the difference maker here. You go for the 2H to call out the Elk Hunt there. Even a Gazelle step would get sniped. 5P is all that we need to anti-air, and it's that preventative play from Axl to stop that approach from the opponent. It's something we missed from Calico, right? Like, we didn't really get a shot because Gibby was, or excuse me, Gillette was so aggressive at the outset.
And of course, Sin is an aggressive character too. Do not discredit him for that. But still, Mom Come Pick Me Up is getting those right situations for that full screen, getting really good pokes, and allowing Gibbination to not be able to really compete against them because Gibbination, they're playing Sin, a character that has to work a lot for not just having those good normal moves and trying to jump over that tornado, getting anti-air.
Right here, Mom Come Pick Me Up with the first round victory here, first game victory.
I do not see why they're saying for their mom to come pick them up because it looks like they're having a good time. It might be for their opponent. Their mom needs to pick them up.
I think it's like an early call. Like mom is playing like in a library or something, right? They're set up, and they know that mom tunes in. That is just like their placeholder name. They're streaming somewhere, maybe at their college dorm or whatever, out in the wilds, and it's just a cry for help. Really, if any.
Ooh, already getting a really good start again, bringing you in for the command grab too, and just keeping the Oki up. Okay, yeah, no, Mom Come Pick Me Up is a supreme Axl.
Nice jump back to the JH. There's not going to be a burst here. It's going to be a round finish coming from Mom at this rate. And yeah, 5P finish again with the perfect.
That's the thing, as I was alluding to before, Sin is not one of those characters that has really strong neutral start. You know, you're able to at least into air dash in, and we're really getting it going with that, you know, Wild Assault going to the wall break, but now we're in full range yet again. MomComePickMeUp can set up, and they're already starting to.
He's trying to get that preemptive 6K coming out here. Tornado. And that's the thing of it, right? You're trying to navigate over Tornado. Prime position for a 6K. Even for Snail setups. The world is Mom's oyster at that point. The left-right does get blocked. Low calls out the burst. Whew.
That's the thing.
You know what? But I was just saying, just Mom, try as they might, trying to get that winter cherry. It's not going to work out. Like Gibbination keeps avoiding that every time.
Wider seated, and now MomComePickMeUp. Yep, just going to snipe Gibbination out of the air. Had perfect turtling right there, as you were alluding to, 0. And in the end, going to take that second game, having such a dominance over Gibbination right now. Gibbination really needs to figure out a way to stop MomComePickMeUp from getting the space that they need, and of course, getting a better neutral start.
Honestly, the one positive takeaway I got from the set, you've not been winter banished one time from MomComePickMeUp. The setups are there. If you're caught sleeping at the wheel, Mom's going to scoop you with a command grab, and yet still, you've not been caught one time for the Winter Mantis, and that is crazy.
Already going to be able to set up full screen, get the tornado off for full damage, getting, again, poke after poke, getting another tornado.
Just run
there
in.
you go.
Just get in there. Gibby, just run under the 5P. Okay, you can't do that, but you can at least elk hunt right underneath that.
We need to see that outcome. Okay, a beak is not what we were saying. Not the instant air dash 2 into. Okay. Next game we got the elk hunt.
I can understand why you don't want to. 2H every time from MomComePickMeUp, and now we go back to the. Oh my goodness. Snail comes through here. Nice DP.
This is becoming too much for Gibbination, I can tell, especially the overhead coming in the corner right now. Gets the hit, going to go for another tornado.
2H and stops the approach of Whistling Wind one more time with the perfect round. It's so frustrating to deal with Axl.
Keep up with the momentum.
But then there's that Soul Bad Guy powerhouse and Mikesaftig here, who's kind of changed up a little bit in terms of the classic Soul Bad Guy character, traditionally known for Soul, but I've seen you betray the Soul Nation out here, Mike. Seen what you've done. It's all right.
I'm pretty sure.
Back.
Yeah, no, last week, I'm pretty sure Mikesaftig played, like, the entire Guilty Gear roster. They were
right.
on a different character every game. I could not guess what they were playing next. It was like, all right, we're playing this now, but looks like Kensei's trying to call them out for it, wearing the Soul Bad Guy ult, but can't get a good read on where they're going to end up.
Ooh, I thought that was air throw 100%. That looked like a moment right there for air throw. The JK does cross up. Nice, got the 6B.
Trying to keep it going, too, with the flip. Gonna get blocked by Mikesaftig. Trying to play a little safe. Gets it out of the air.
Excellent air control there with the JP. Oh no.
Stun Dipper too, going to be so devastating. Trying to back out from Mikesaftig. They know they're trying to hit out. Boom, boom.
Deep running, no challenge. Mike goes for the hero burst. Bandit Bringer. This is the type of play you can expect from Mike.
I'm trying to play it so safe right now.
Yeah. Tough jump arc right there. An excellent distance on the stun edge. Able to recover in time for 6P. Come from Kensei.
And they're already starting off so well, but getting a low attack coming out from Mikesaftig, not what you want, but can't keep it up. Kensei is just so good at getting out of bad situations. And look at this, starting setting up the Wild Assault, going to slash him into the corner, trying to find something with the throw.
Shock State just recycling back into it here. The forward approach with the 2K, and yet still Mike able to side swap to get the 5K challenge away from Kensei. Jesus Christ, the tombstone.
Oh my goodness, and able to wall bounce over and over. DP2, this is going to be really good from Mikesaftig, especially as they're putting Kensei in a rough spot. But if you know Kensei, they can get out of so many bad situations. Able to get the throw, fireball out, and cap does.
That's the threat there. We had the 50%. Doesn't quite finish the job. Gold burst, Mikesaftig. Yo, okay. That was very cheeky stuff. It brought me back to Exert a little bit right there, Saftig, with the Kara Gunflame setups that you had going there. You got the PRC to challenge all the way forward. All right. Well, unfortunate we weren't able to clean up the rest of that round there, but it was a great sequencing. nonetheless from Mikesaftig. I think we got called out time and time again in air-to-air scenarios, which between these two characters, Kai should be winning out in the air-to-air. Like, that is just de facto of the character. The jump slash is a great button. JP is also a great button for Kai. Soul has an excellent JK. JD is also a nice option. In terms of range, should be Kai coming out on top.
Absolutely, because again, has such good range for his normals and his pokes, and it's showing off, especially just keep getting the momentum against Mikesaftig, you know, throwing the corner, might be getting the fireball OD off of this, gets the tap dust, we got the wall, and already Kensei's going to be able to take that round.
See, I thought Kensei was playing Kai. Turns out, playing Soul. This whole time.
Yeah, they're rushing in, doing exactly what you think that Mikesaftig is going to be doing, Zero. Because again, we have them on the wall, and we're already breaking it again. It's been 8 seconds.
Backing away here. See, that's too late to go for the 6P right there, Mike. I understand, you're trying to go for 6P against the bar slash, low profile and challenge. Worked the one time, but there's the JS again.
Got called out for another Bandit Bringer. Trying to 2K2D your way out of this. Another Bandit Bringer. Not enough, though. Gets thrown. And RRC, yeah, that's going to do you in.
What's crazy is that we did fast RC 2K2D. And Kensei was able to keep a pace with Mikesaftig through and through. Like, did not even break a sweat defending against that.
Absolutely. It's just, Kensei is just such a bracket demon. I know that they play literally every single Guilty Gear bracket that they can put their hands on, and it goes to show, because again, just look at how dominant they are in these games. Always able to put Mikesaftig in such a bad spot and put him in an even worse spot somehow, playing like that Soul bad guy, trying to be aggressive in your face. They have the range for those normals and those pokes that they keep using, but then when they get in, it's close range.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
See how the rest of the set goes if Mikesaftig decides to up the ante here. UK is the round start. We're just poking. Far slash again.
Fireball again. Trying to find an opening on Mikesaftig.
Oh god, that's the opening.
For a second. Oh! Crashes against... Oh, okay. We're in. We're in. Never mind. Nice 2P jab out. Able to get the wall break.
Positive bonus.
Okay. Mikesaftig.
Jesus!
There we go! Yeah, just raw tombstone right there. Going to catch Kensei and just bring yourself back up in order to secure the wall break. Now Kensei has to figure out an answer because Mikesaftig has you in the corner again.
Oh, and that's the clean hit heavy, so we got the guaranteed shatter. There we go.
Duel 2.
Round up for Mikesaftig.
Oh my
You know,
goodness.
I don't blame you going for 6P round start. It's a risky one at that, but odds are the far reach slash is going to be what comes out from Kai at that point. Still got the counter hit, but not your favorite. Kensei is still able to turn it around.
Absolutely able to bring it to the corner again. Going for the tap dust in order to break open that defense. Take you on the walls. Going to be able to break it with the DP. And Kensei has to find an answer because the tombstone's coming back out to bounce you off the ground. Oh! Okay, Dragon Install.
Now wait a minute. You know better than this. All souls have learned this. You don't go for Dragon Install. Because it's usually Dragon Install lose, but if Kensei is here to make a statement. Next here? I can't believe it. That'll. Oh no! Should have taken.
One situation, just trying to range out Soul right now. Kensei's playing so safe. Watching out for the Bandit Bringer. Gets the counter hit, gets bursted into the corner though. Watch out for the overheads.
Yep, JS there.
Interesting.
You know what? Broke the curse. That's crazy. Usually Dragon Install lose, and we still got the sub.
Yeah, Kensei just shows they don't care. They're going to DI, and they're going to be able to win off that too. While the salting just, oh, not going to be great defense. You're getting clean hitted.
Nice 6H here. I'm playing to continue the pressure, but look at the air-to-airs coming from Kensei every time.
Just trying to make their space though. They know they have the space advantage against somebody like Soul. Able to utilize it on a whiff Bandit Bringer, but they get hit out there.
Nice clean hit Fafnir. Brain kill off the Gunflame feint.
Just dashing it again. Gets another throw. Needs one more good hit. And yeah, that dust is going to do it.
Where it starts here. First game up for Mikesaftig. We'll see if we got the momentum to continue for the rest of this.
This is where it starts, especially as Mikesaftig is having really close situations. Even in that one round that Kensei won, it was extremely close to the point that both of them were just trying to play footsies with the other. Kensei just kept going again for those really strong air attacks, but now they got a good read on what Mikesaftig is going to be doing when they're in advantage, when they really have domination over the game. How are we going to be countering that now?
Let's rock.
60 again here, round start, but max range for Kensei. So you weren't necessarily wrong, but Kensei still backed off. That's in, that's unsafe. Finally going to get the punish with 2S.
Let's go for the fireball. Able to catch the PRC. Able to get another air attack in. Nice poke. There we go. Nice. DP into the corner. Yep, that's going to be able to kill, especially off the wall break.
Duel 2. Let's rock.
The approach here.
Boom,
Now we're
boom.
drawing some line with that 2S there even. Fire Clat just to get that shock state applied and continue the cycle. Ooh. Woo.
Really nice 2K2D. Got the RRC. Able to put it back into the corner again. Mikesaftig got to find a way out. There we go. Able to get the counter hit. DP sending Kensei flying and, you know, just trying to make an opening against them. But Kensei's like, out of the defense.
Oh, wow. How many JDs are you going to put out there, Kensei? Now you're just playing with your food.
I know, especially because Mikesaftig, they have one last shot if they want to take it all. But there we go, able to get a combo started, get the RRC, get the DP. You know, you got the corner again, get the dust in order to break the defense, get another one. Yep, you got the wall, and you're going to be breaking it too, so you might get something. But Kensei, again, has a lot of far-reaching attacks to keep you out.
We'll see how we play this aerial dance. Trying to jockey for a better position there. It's the air throw, about time, red RC. It'll be a close slash finish here. 3-1 victory for Kensei.
Happy Chaos matchup earlier, and now it's coming to full fruition. But I imagine LCS is going to be trying to go for those rolls, but already getting hit really out there.
This is a nightmare. 6K snipes the skies, trying to go for the rainwater. Oh no.
Ooh, okay, yeah. MomComePickMeUp absolutely decimated LCS, getting the perfect 2, just keeping the full screen zoning to a absolute maximum. Already trying to do it, but this time around in the corner, not allowing any shot to come out. Oh, wait a minute.
J2K saved us here. Nice tap dust. Oh, that's the super on this one. We have the slug state, so we're going to continue pressure without needing to do it. But we do get positive bonus and a full reload for it.
Absolutely. RRC trying to make their way through the defense while the Salt 2. YRC though coming out. LCS is staying alive, trying to break through. Yours though, able to get the throw. You're guarding a little too much, dog. Especially because we got you on the wall again. And yeah, we're breaking it.
Big finish. All right. Able to answer back in kind is LCS with a full burst gauge to start things off.
Okay, already able to put MomComePickMeUp in a rough spot, you know, forcing the burst. MomComePickMeUp though, able to get the rainwater, but can't do much off of that. Finally gets a counter hit and might try to fully space out LCS here.
Yeah, we'll keep throwing out Rensen, no problem. Once we get the stank applied, that steady aim of the trip low.
Oh, trip again? Okay.
No.
Gotta watch out for it this time. No, we do not crouch low. That's 4 times in a row that loop played out.
If you're not going to block it, I'm going to keep doing it. You know? Sometimes folks change up their layer in the corner before they really need to. And honestly, good on LCS to commit to it every single time until you prove me wrong.
Yeah, I mean, we saw it in their previous game against Gillette, that 2K2D combo that they can pull off. I mean, of course, it's a universal combo thing in order to get a sweep, but their opponents are not looking out for when LCS just absolutely abuses it, and they know it. Okay, trying to look for it again, able to get on the second one, forcing a burst. absolutely abusing it, like I said. But this time around, MomComePickMeUp is starting to get some signs of life.
Oh, jeez. ID. Rainwater away.
Okay, trying to poke again. Tornado. Missing.
Yeah, it wasn't a fully charged one, so it dissipates pretty quickly here.
Able to get the wall too. Gonna use the tornado to get the full wall break. Trying to zone out here. Able to get a counter hit. Yeah, that's going to do that round in.
Duel 2. Let's rock.
Okay, MomComePickMeUp off to a good start. Getting the rainwater again, and there we go. That's the full Scronzini that they want. I'm absolutely messing up my words, but it's fine because LCS is just making their way back in.
Little slash pickup here. Not enough for a hard knockdown, and trying to recover some of those resources. That's it only takes just a single bullet, just like we're seeing here. LCS still picking up with Xbox.
MomComePickMeUp sent flying. They got a water balloon stuck on them, and there we go. Another OD going to be able to shoot you out of the sky and send MomComePickMeUp flying again.
Duel 3. Let's rock.
Okay, rainwater off the start.
Run sent away here. Just the far slash, but goes for 2H. Caught you trying to take a steady aim, not going to work.
Oh, there we go. Gets another counter, getting the full conversion. Okay, we got the corner right now. Oh, try to go for the time stop. Oh, yep, 2K2D yet again though. RRC in the corner too. Okay, nice. What's the burst?
Man grab here. Full tornado set up, but the tap does keep you guessing here.
Okay, MomComePickMeUp showing those signs of life yet again. Able to get a game. They're starting to, get a little bit of a game plan that they wanted to do against LCS. It was a lot closer that time around.
Yeah, definitely a lot closer here. And, it's just two differing styles, beliefs of zoning style here. And Axl, can just sit at that full screen, can snipe things out, but it starts to fall apart when LCS can get comfortable, right? When we can get that curse applied and go for steady game. It's just a little bit tricky here to continue that full screen presence.
Able to get the water balloon through the tornado, forcing the burst from MomComePickMeUp. MomComePickMeUp though, trying to block, but again gets swept, and tap dust is going to be perfect to start up the combo. Ooh, and gets the OD too. Ooh, and a counter. Okay. Okay, and we're up to the wall.
Perfect round. Okay.
Duel 2.
Good answer back for LCS.
Okay, got the corner again.
Yeah, calls out the burst. That's a good awareness here. Saw that red RC wasn't going to quite connect.
To the tap dust. There we go. Break for the defense. Not going to wall break though.
Yeah, you're this close to victory. You don't have a hard knockdown situation, so you try to maintain corner to rebuild. You're just on the cusp of victory anyways. How long can you block with this faultless defense? Tap dust. You're committed. Good round here for LCS.
LCS just kept doing the tap dust over and over again in the corner. Just kept saying, if you don't have a counter for what I'm putting out, I'm just going to keep doing it until you make something happen. But yeah, again, let's find out what's going to happen in this next game, because LCS still has a bit of a chokehold on MomComePickMeUp. It's still in that back and forth, though, especially in the game. So we'll see if MomComePickMeUp is going to be able to make something happen against LCS.
Jeez, 5P. The back and forth between these two has been absolutely stellar. Does get the close slash pressure. Nice backdash away.
To watch out though, MomComePickMeUp is trying to zone, but had to go in, try to go for a little bit of the rainwater. Got punished though, and now, yep, again we're being sent through the wall.
Stank applied here. Nice approach on the gunshot. Red RC may as well send it home here off a shatter. Not going to kill. How many times LCS can get the forward teching folds? That's interesting.
Just the immediate turnaround MomComePickMeUp might have expected to be safe, but they're still getting, shot out of the sky. But, maybe trying to do that to LCS this time around. Not able to connect it, though. Gonna make your way in again, Rainwater.
Jeez, yeah, fishing for those 5 Ps, and that, again, leaves you vulnerable.
Especially see this OD coming out yet again from LCS, and MomComePickMeUp has to remember this is their last shot. If they lose this round, that's going to be it for them. So this is going to be important in order to keep yourself alive and get the command grab. This is what they're doing. Water starting your way in, gets the tap dust. Yep, there we go. Tap dust saves all.
Duel 3. Let's rock.
It's 2P. Jump away off the 2H. It's still got the close slash. Okay.
Oh, able to get so many shots in though. LCS is making their way back in against MomComePickMeUp. Able to get a full counter hit. Yep, there we go. Going for the super.
What?
Oh, Wild Assault. Yeah, that was it. I was about to hype it up, but nah. LCS is just like, I'm way ahead of you, bud. Got the Wild Assault. I'm okay.
Big swing, and it's the blue edition too. So you got that card crush on top of it. Still. Yeah, relentless.
So if you want to buy some t-shirts, some little perlers for Tekken 7, that also helps. But even more helps out these fighters whoever wins this is going to be moving on to at least second place, getting some of that prize pool. And already LCS showing that they wanted securing that wall break.
Right, state applied, or excuse me, the stank applied, the curse applied.
Ooh. Gets TP'd out of it though. Bandit Bringer trying to make the way for the defense, but LCS has such a good hold on themselves. Fire C coming out though. Yep, gonna be able to grab.
Out of my sights.
Oh, 2K2D again into another good string to keep LCS in a rough spot. Gets the stank again.
2D, nice little backdash away. Be careful of the approach. What a 2S. Woo! Sick feet calls out the Bandit Revolver.
Gonna keep it going, we get the gunshots into the air. We're forcing the burst though here, especially as Mikesaftig trying to come back in, watching out for LCS, trying to do a little bit of a cross up. Gets the grab.
Oh, pull out the YRC. There we go. JS and the JD. Not time to block low yet.
Nice though, going to be able to break the defense so close between the two. Honestly, they kept going back and forth, but especially as Stank's coming in. Oh, DP doesn't even care.
Corner, clean hit nonetheless. And a clean hit, heavy volcanic viper. Guaranteed shatter. Look, you earned that damage, okay? Mikesaftig.
That was like 13 seconds.
Look, if you got a clean hit Fafnir into clean hit Volcanic Viper, you deserve that. Yo, I don't mean to, try to gas up all Soul players out here, but you know how tricky it is to guarantee the height off of that clean hit Fafnir? It's kind of tricky sometimes. Kind of tricky.
That's true. Yeah, I see a lot of Soul bad guy gameplay, of course, and so much of it, you wall balancing back and forth on the wall, trying to keep up that little palm gameplay. So yeah, I imagine it's very hard. Even worse when you DP whiff.
Jeez. All right, start with the Bandit Bringer. Oh, fake out with the JH. JP as well. Wild throw. Can anyone stop this wild animal?
No, they can't, because another one and getting in from the air in order to secure a 2K was about to go for the DP after it, too. They had a plan just in case that didn't kill you. But there we go, LCS able to get a good poke. Oh, and a roll.
Taco, JD able to connect here.
Deus Ex Machina coming out to be able to send away Mikesaftig with a hard knockdown, saying a different story for this round for LCS. On the top dust.
Another one here. Not let the Soul have a turn. We're gonna have burst for next round. Mikesaftig, don't you burst.
It could be one of the worst things you can do in this situation, especially as Mikesaftig getting back in the driver's seat with that throw, putting LCS in that corner, but they're just waiting to throw them.
Good call on the Fab here. A brave throw. Most folks will just let it rock. We hold on to that sequence, but fast on the draw is LCS. What a TP.
Literally just trying to air dash against each other right now. 2K2D coming out from LCS. Wasn't able to get much because of the burst. Oh, and getting the overhead. Oh, getting the jump in again.
I wanted the second jump because I was expecting another burst there. If it doesn't come through, you put yourself in a bad spot with Mike already getting pushed back off that burst. Coast to coast we go. No shatter.
See after the throw. Oh, not going to set up on the wall. DP whiff. Oh, this could be devastating right now as LCS, they're going to ride that full momentum. Actually, no, they're not.
Connect, what a vortex.
Yeah, DP sent into the corner. Okay, we have burst right now. We might be trying to use that if they're able to get it, but no, we're not. Mikesaftig really turned that round around.
Sure did. All it took was just a Hail Mary vortex, and if I got one more in me. Ain't got nothing to lose. If I miss, I die.
That's what happened.
It's literally what you can expect from Mikesaftig. It's that explosivity from the character, from Soul, being able to keep up on that damage.
And they were able to. And now Mikesaftig is going into this next game, of course, in the 2-0 situation. And I imagine, they see that LCS is starting to read more of what they want to do, but they're going to try to ride that momentum still. Absolutely terrifying, both of them just crouching against each other, just wondering what the other's gonna do.
Yep, faint there. Oh jeez, get that 5K. There's the wild throw.
And another one.
And that's, the classic Soul back guy mind games. Is it 5K or is it going to be wild throw?
Throw break. Trying to run it again, but LCS is trying to keep you at bay.
Fast red RC. Look at the shimmy with the close slash.
Okay, try to go for 2K2D again. Gets it this time, and yeah, just going to go for the 1-2. And now we are on potentially set point for Mikesaftig. One already on the wall. Able to get the wall bounce and the DP for the wall break. Okay.
Jeez, close slash counter hit here.
Oh, and able to get the OD coming out. Yeah, that's going to be devastating. Oh, actually a little too devastating because Mikesaftig is going to get the perfect.
I love this change. You probably can see more heavy mob cemetery. You just got to have the 100-meter combo. Don't worry. I drink water.
Yeah, we all drink water. You gotta be drinking water out here if you want to commentate like we do, because your throat gets very sore, especially as, Mikesaftig was having so much aggression, but Kensei is able to make it out alive and get a lot of those strong hits again.
Great, that's still safe. Actually, the final frames of Shock State allowing for that to remain safe.
Well, that's kind of evil, but it looks like Mikesaftig doesn't even care how evil it is because we're just sending the wall break with the hard knockdown.
Kind of tapped out on maximizing the damage on that route there. Ooh.
Oh, able to get another poke in too. It's a stun dipper. First coming out though. PRC2. Kensei's got to be careful right now against Mikesaftig. Able to get the DP. Okay, yep, that's going to be it. That's going to be the round.
Yeah, you could just be relentless with this Shock State here. Kensei can continue to run the set. Try to get the dash up 2P.
Gets another poke again, stun dipper 2. We have Mikesaftig in the corner, but they're just dashing out into the Bandit Bringer.
I love the course correct into that Bandit Bringer here. And you see at that round start, just want to make that quick call out. Mike really fishing for the 6P opportunity because we know we're getting poked by that far slash we just saw here from Kensei.
Trying to poke again too, but Mikesaftig just keeping themselves alive, trying to defend, able to get the jump in and the sweep on Kensei. Trying to keep it going, but the 2P is saving life for a little bit. Never mind. Ooh, this could be devastating. Oh, wait a minute. It just keeps course correction after course correction, but the DP is not going to connect that time.
Jeez.
But does that time?
To close out the round here, still keep up.
Mikesaftig is keeping up very well with Kensei. It's both very close against each other. Able to get another good hit. What's the burst?
Unfortunate. Mike knew the burst was going to be there. Just decided to open up a little bit too long. It's the Call of Duty look, right? You look down the corner and no one's there. So you decide to move and then suddenly the person's there.
Okay, yeah, no, this is going to be really good for Mikesaftig. Again, that hard knockdown going to be able to allow them to set up right in Kensei's face, especially when they have almost virtually no HP. But Kensei keep themselves alive. You know, get the throw, get the fireball. Probably going to try to go for something else in this shock straight here, but nope, just going to be hit in the air. This could be really good for Mikesaftig if they continue it. Yes, they can.
Ooh. Mikesaftig drawing first blood in this grand finals here.
Already doing very well. Mikesaftig, of course, if you don't know, if they win this, they're going to be moving on to a bracket reset against Kensei, which I imagine is what they want to go for, but we'll see if Kensei can say something else about that.
Duel 1.
A little bit of change of song here as we continue throughout this. All right, run up 2D. You're insane, Mike. Sorry, that's chaotic.
Absolutely, and there we go again, going to be going for that OD. Kensei already down and out against Mikesaftig. This is just such a different game.
Oh my god. Oh no, you let go too early on the wild throw.
Oh, trying to DP that too, you get hit. Oh, and the Stun Dipper too, and the RRC DP, you're getting sent flying.
Don't let this be the mistake that kills you here. Mikesaftig literally had victory in their clutches and just dropped it out with the PRC.
Oh, jump out of the way of the Stun Dipper. DP off that. It's so scary right now, but hey, Bandit Bringer. Okay, you bring it back. You're fine. You're fine.
Duel 2.
Can't believe victory slipped right through Mikesaftig's fingers like that initially. Here we are, round 2.
It's fine. They were able to bring it back. Already forcing the burst on Kensei.
Nice pick up here. 2K, nice. Not quite the clean hit map here, but that is the route for it. It gets a little bit easier if you get that 2K conversion.
Here we go, gonna break the wall again against Kensei. Hard knockdown. Already trying to set up past it, but just getting punched over and over. RC. Oh, this is just such a different game.
There's nothing but 5 Ps at the end. We went for the guts kill? Okay.
No holding back. So,
If you can go for it, you can go for it. I wouldn't do anything else.
We go up 2-0 in this grand finals here. A very different story than what we saw in winners finals.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Winners finals, it was just such in the favor of Kensei, always being able to get such a good read on Mikesaftig. But this time around, Mikesaftig is going very strong. We're literally 1 game away from securing a bracket reset.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
See how it starts out, especially with the driver's seat already going to Mikesaftig again on that more aggressive Shoto of the 2, but still trying to play it safe with some backdashes.
I can't believe that Hurtbox lingered on the far slash. Took a risk with Volcanic Viper, the heavy. That would have been a big counter hit. Even on either side here. Nice far slash to contend with the 6S from Mike.
Trying to dash it again. Getting 2P'd. Not going to convert. There we go. Gets it this time. Stun Dipper gets blocked though. Cool.
There it is.
Does RC.
Continues here. Oh, goes for the Kara cancel.
Okay. Nice. Going to be able to get that jump in. Gets the wall. Yep, no, this is going to be riding the lightning towards the victory. Close enough for Kensei. We actually have 1 little bit of HP left.
FD for your life, and it's not enough here. The far slash still connecting.
Duel 2. Let's rock.
Kensei's gotta, pick the pieces up from when they fell down, and yet the Volcanic Viper once again getting whiffed, but they're still able to make their way back out of it alive.
Woo! Caught the trick guard with that 2D there. Jesus.
And yet going for that super yet again, going to be sending Kensei flying with barely any HP and a life gap very big, and Wild Throw just going to seal that deal.
Duel 3. Let's rock.
Okay, nice, gets the hit. That's all your way in. I'm so scared right now in order to make a full commitment. Volcanic Viper actually going to connect there. Has the wall RC. Going to try to go for that. Oh, drops the combo. Allowing Kensei in order to get the stun dipper after a clean hit. Ooh, wait a minute though. Mikesaftig coming in. Nice.
She's run up throw. High classic here. Oh my goodness, able to recover fast enough here and go for RC of our own just to not get called out in the sky.
It's the fireball too. There we go. This is the Kensei that's cooking right now. Able to get the dragon install too. Of course, able to get the hard knockdown, but let's see if they make 2 for 2 with these dragon installs.
It's cross under with a close slash, and oh my goodness, we got the round here.
No, we don't.
It. I cursed it. Oh no.
No, we'll see, Zero. We'll see. You know, I believe you did not. Commentators curse this thing. Oh, maybe you did. I apologize.
It was getting a little frenetic there. You know, it just kept following through Gatlings on the air route, so I thought we'd close it, but it went a little bit too fast, so we got the gravity scaling already, and then it dropped out entirely. We got the burst in time. This is tragic.
It really was. Of course, this could lead to Kensei getting a reverse sweep, but also it leads to Borif sending a $12 direct contribution to the prize pool in Matcherino. Of course, if you want to contribute towards it, we still have a few codes remaining. We only have 4 left, so great job, everybody, on claiming those codes. We got it at $90.58 right now, so whoever wins this could be walking away with $54.34. So if you want to support and make it higher, you know, bring it up, bring it over.
Can't believe we did 2Ds and avoiding the far slash from Kensei, which is 6Bable. Got the 6H, close enough range on that stun edge, but nothing further off. Big moves from Kensei.
I know. They feel that determination now. They do not want a bracket reset to occur from Mikesaftig. PRC, you know, they're still in this shock state, which means, yep, you're going to be coming in as Kensei, and you're going to be taking that round.
Duel 2. Let's rock.
Run up
Get
to
swept
the
immediately.
Mike. What are you doing?
Mike's getting hit hard, though, especially with Kensei keeping up this pressure.
Yes, here. What a volcanic Viper.
Getting that clean hit, too, but doesn't stop Kensei.
Careful of that 6B. Does get a 6H. Nice patience from Mike.
It's a throw 2 on Kensei.
Oh, God.
The DP! I might have expected the jump in from Mikesaftig, but that's not what happened.
Duel 3.
An immediate spend on super there, too. Doesn't want to give Kensei the chance to burst.
Not at all, especially poking into getting Mikesaftig in a rough spot, trying to keep it going, but Mikesaftig has really strong defense right now. They know exactly what Kensei wants to do, and the jumps just keep putting them in the corner.
And with this risk gauge cranked up here, if Kensei gets that hit, we're looking at Mortal Counter territory. There it is, the close slash.
Nice, going to secure the wall break here, just trying to slash over and over. Mikesaftig has to find an answer if they want to take this set and secure that bracket reset, but maybe in the next game, because it's not happening this time. Whew. Okay, Kensei now up 2-2. Literally a last game situation for a game 5. So if Mikesaftig is able to secure this, they're going to be able to secure, of course, that bracket reset, but of course, more excitingly, in a game 5 situation.
Duel 1.
Okay.
Right. See how this plays. 2D round start again. A little more caution, but the far slash does make the poke.
Oh, but there we go. A sweep coming out from Kensei. Able to give a little bit in that driver's seat. Able to poke again. Bob Assault. We're sending this to the East Coast, especially as we're riding this lightning all the way over there. BRC though.
Nice throw.
Nice jump in. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, we're back in power.
Oh, wait a minute.
Kensei's back up right now. Gets another poke, and this could be the tournament point in this next game.
Airclat, shock state and calls out the DP here. Nice little back step.
Trying to poke two, able to get the air dash into the DP. Nice stun dipper, RRC2, we're securing this wall here.
Oh no, it's looking bad for Mike. You gotta make it happen right now. All battery no codes cleaned. Feel the power, Mike. 6P.
Whew. There we go, getting in for the vortex. Keep it going to the wall, but the burst is coming out from Kensei. PRC trying to make your way out, and there we go. Able to get the stun dipper, and that's it. Kensei wins the entirety of Breakout Week 6.